Don't feel like watching movies, so I'll watch people guess them instead. I don't know how it goes, I think it starts with your show. Wanna laugh and
Check, 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 check. Don't write a check that your ass can't cash.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Valleycast.
Welcome to Don't Write a Check That You Can't Cash.
That's right.
And ass can't cash.
A lifestyle podcast by a bunch of Sigma males.
And I'll tell you what we can guarantee from every episode: uncomfortable silence.
Yes.
At some point.
Yep.
Check.
And a made-up song.
Check.
That's about it.
That's kind of the structure.
Yeah. But this particular episode, we're going to start off with a bit of information we think that everybody should know. Something we've been working on, ruminating
Shakira
on.
was attacked by boars.
And we need to get to the bottom of this because they stole her bag.
They stole her bag.
And they took it into the woods. To me, feels like orchestrated by some
Big government.
Wow.
I think Big Hog is
government.
behind
Big
this.
hog. Big boar.
Big Boar is behind this.
I didn't see that part. They stole her damn bags.
If you're, totally, yeah.
Crazy.
And we'll get to that later, actually. We got a lot to get to today.
We're vamping.
But right off the top, we want to talk about how if you're a patron of the Valleyfolk, we recently made an announcement in our Patreon.
Yep.
And so now we're making our public announcement. And what does that mean?
Changes. Things that changes.
Kinda.
A little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to go straight off of what we put on Patreon, which was...
Just read it verbatim.
Cha-Cha Changes and Valleyfolk Light. That's kind of like
nice?
the biggest thing that's happening moving forward. And just to rip the Band-Aid straight off, what that means is there's a bit of a synchronicity in the air.
Great word.
With our path forward and how we got to this place. But we are literally recording the last episode in our office right now.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is it.
And I think I think if you've been following the Valleyfolk journey from the beginning, you've seen kind of like trials and tribulations and
Ups and downs.
Ups and downs. And I think we've, if you've been also still watching us through this pandemic era of the Valleyfolk and whatever we've been doing since we've made bigger announcements earlier in our history, you may have noticed that the History Road, the channel output has been, we've been focusing on movie game and things like that, and we've been doing the best that we can, but we've kind of just hit this point in what we've been doing where we kind of got knocked around a little and we kind of like did our best, but I think the important thing is that we are 3 and nay 4 grown adult Sigma male gentlemen that would love to live in Los Angeles, which is not a cheap place to live, and we want to continue to make things and do things, but it seems like we've kind of hit this
We've hit the financial wall, and what
Yes.
that means is, one, we've kept this office for a year and a half without being in it. The lease has officially run out, and there's no point in going forward and keeping it. Financially speaking, at this point, which is too bad because now we're getting out of this pandemic where we could have actually used the office. So the timing
But we
sucks.
promised
timing.
ourselves we weren't gonna coulda, shoulda, woulda, because here we are.
Just the Steve spin-off podcast.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Look, here's the thing. We financially can't move forward the way that we've been moving forward. We have one big thing that we need to get done, and that thing that we need to get done is the fulfillment of the Kickstarter and the movie game, and that is where our, I don't want to say bulk, I'm going to say all of our finances need to go moving forward, because guess what? What we're finding out is that shipping and freight and everything right now is incredibly, horribly elevated and bad.
Did you guys hear about this boat in the canal?
Yep.
Apparently
No
in the
joke.
Suez.
Like,
So-
like astronomical effect.
Yeah, it's not good. So we were doing the responsible thing, and we are basically taking all overhead and getting rid of it. We're taking the salaries away for us individually, and taking The Office away and making sure it all goes to movie game, because we want that to be successfully fulfilled and not be a nightmare like we've heard with other Kickstarters. And what that means is that we have to do other things while we're doing this.
We have to scale back, and we have to kind of like focus on parts of the business, the company, what have you, that kind of will still work, and I think people still want, and we can still manage, because what's happening is you know, we kind of had to look at where all of our math numbers were heading and make a decision based on that, on what we were going to do with our lives moving forward and the Valleyfolk in general. And I think we reached a conclusion where there's a way to scale back the Valleyfolk into something that is potentially just a podcast for now, with like maybe a spattering of things here and there. Certainly movie game stuff, because we created this thing together, and we promised you guys that have been supporting us through the movie game stuff, that we have a game that we want to give you, like Joe was saying. So we're going to be focusing on the things that we need to fulfill all of the things that we promise you guys, but also just scaling the Valleyfolk back into something that can still be a gathering of these four comedic friends and these talented folks, and it's still a place for us to like make shit if we want to, but in the ongoing into the future will just be kind of like the Valleycast, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a good expectation. I think, like you're saying, there'll be a spattering of things as well, which is nice. It'll still be a playground, is what I'm hoping and imagining. And I think it also is just, it'll also be happening alongside us going and doing different things and working on different projects and exploring different opportunities. And
it's a side hustle officially.
Yeah. So it's how do you guys feel about it? I mean, what are your emotions?
I mean, it's a bittersweet symphony, but that's life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's sad. I'm torn.
Yeah.
It's not a fun feeling by any means.
No.
It's not where we expected this journey to go.
No. Even though we didn't expect it, there was always the possibility.
Oh yeah, I mean, we've been hanging on by the skin of our teeth for a while, boys.
But I don't want to say it's like a failure or anything like that, because I don't think it is. I think it was always an experiment, right? Like, even from the very beginning, it was like, let's see what we can do with the talent we've worked with before, with people we know that we can like make funny shit with. And then we did that on our own without some overlord looking over us and telling us how to do it or what to do. And
except for Kevin.
And then we were just basically asking ourselves as friends, could we do this? And can we turn it into something that becomes kind of like what our futures are hedged on? And the whole time it was kind of questions. And then we kind of just,
Stop it.
All right. You know what? Bad timing.
And, a siren if you didn't hear that.
And I think the whole time we were obviously backed by an incredible audience of people that remembered us from back in the day when we would entertain them for free. And then they, came back around and supported us in whatever way they did, and they thought it was cool. And we really lucked into that. And then we made a bunch of cool shit, and then we kind of slipped into this and slipped into that. We made this, we made that. We did a bunch of fun shit, and then the pandemic happened, and then, other things. And then we just got to a point where it was like, okay, well, whatever this thing is, it clearly can't be made unless we can all safely be in an office together or safely be on a set together. And we just couldn't quite figure it out, and we couldn't quite make it happen. And through all the pressures and hardships of maintaining our sanity and lives and feeding our families and such through the pandemic and other hardships and such, we just, we came to a place where we were like, all right, well, here's the reality. The reality is that we can't play in a studio that's way too expensive and make shit every single day, because we're being crushed by all of these different societal things and also financial fears and things like that. So how can we continue this thing in a way that makes sense for us, and how can we do it in a way that allows us to still go out and do other things too?
Yeah, so the expectation moving forward is, like you said, we're going to continue the weekly podcast. We're going to do Valleycast, still have friends and people in, and keep this a weekly moment of joy for
a
everybody
weekly
that wants to
collection
be there.
of these voices that you enjoy or
then
don't enjoy.
We'll also be continuing to support the movie game, and what that means is that we'll still do movie game episodes when we can and time affords, various versions of that with all of our friends, like we said, because there'll be an update on movie game as well. And like Elliott said, a playground every once in a while when inspiration and time dictates, we'll put other stuff on the channel, but we just want to lay down expectations for everybody, and you know that you're going to get the Valley Cast weekly, and then hopefully more stuff as we move forward, as Elliott goes to school and finds other opportunities in that. I'm going to be taking a producing job elsewhere.
I'm writing a depth psychological review of the Valleyfolk, so
There you
all
go.
of the details will be in that.
And Steve's he's doubling down on dynamic banter and going on tour and expanding that world. So
Yeah. And then, just fucking with Twitch still and like attempting to dig through the darkness into creativity again. But, it's been a hard year for a lot of people, and it's been really hard for us to figure out what to do with this thing. It's been emotionally taxing and stressful and really hard, and it sucked because, obviously you don't want to see something that you've put your life into kind of go away. But I think the most important thing to note is that it's not going away. It's just going to be
lighter.
Yeah. And honestly, it's gonna reach a level in which we are able to output entertainment, I think. And I think we just reached a level within ourselves where an output of entertainment wasn't enough to kind of keep this whole thing afloat and pay very talented people like Kevin and keep the lights on in the studio and stuff. We've been.
These meetings. We got so many.
We got rid of the
meetings.
office. We didn't get rid of Kevin.
By the
so
way,
many meetings to
has
have.
anybody told Fernesto that we're not here anymore? We're leaving the office.
I wanted him to actually make
Wait,
an
Can you
announcement.
hear? Can you hear Kevin?
Can
Kevin.
you hear me?
Yeah, there's Kevin.
I can't hear me. Hold on.
Because you don't have
I know.
headphones.
I just want to chime in and say, do you guys think too that during the pandemic we felt much better about everything? It's like almost like the aftermath of the pandemic hit us harder than the pandemic itself. And I know we're still in a pandemic, but
Right.
I feel like the months after when we started like trying to get back into things was when it was like we were still feeling the weight of the pandemic.
The pandemic was the lightning, and then
Yeah.
afterward, now we've just been in the thunder
Yes.
the whole time.
Yeah, and I
We're
feel-
feeling the effects of it.
Yeah, and it feels like the pandemic felt to me like, man, what a fucking wrench into everything, obviously, and especially this business we were trying to keep afloat.
I will say, though, I'm very proud of the way, well, I'm proud of the whole thing, but I'm also proud of the way that we're going about this. I think the response just from the patrons.
The patrons were very nice.
There's a certain, I don't know, I think it's a classy way that we're going about this, I guess. Like the whole, we're letting people know as quickly as possible and prioritizing the audience, basically, and movie game via movie game. And so, yeah, it's as good as a tough thing can be, I think.
Like, I'm seeing it as just the natural progression of where it's going.
The sweet part of the bittersweet, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely going to be different, but I think that we're gonna still do what we can and still be here as much as we possibly can. You know?
I also haven't even processed it at all.
Not really, no.
So this is
because
all.
so much more is going on.
Yeah.
And so much else is going.
Please don't take lightheartedness as the depth of what I'm actually,
it just-
or any of us are actually experiencing.
There's still things that we're excited about moving forward with all of it, and getting movie game done and out there is something that we're all super dedicated to, and we'll be supporting that endeavor as much as we can moving forward.
Kevin, did that answer your question? It did?
Yeah, I was just bringing it up because that's something that I've thought about, is how I feel like the aftermath.
Do you have
has
any
hit
other
us
questions?
harder.
I like this little Charlie Rose thing.
Get on in here, Kevin. What's your questions?
I like
throw,
it's like an interview.
throw us some stuff.
And I still feel like going forward too, it's not a complete, like you guys have said, disappearance of you guys.
It's not done.
Interacting with each other and stuff like that. It's not gonna all of a sudden be gone.
Right.
It's just not
gonna
the
be less.
day in, day out.
Yes.
That's not the day in, day out.
Yeah.
But super proud of a lot of stuff. Proud of what we've done in the last year, going with the Kickstarter and how we've supported that and made cool stuff, and the audience and everything before that as well. And it's been a hell of a 4 years going on 5, and
Best audience in the world.
the audience is great.
Oh yeah, endlessly, like forever. Like you guys, you listening, even if you feel like you weren't a part of the Valleyfolk thing for some reason, you were, because when we asked you guys for help back in the day, you guys have been here for us ever since that.
Whole thing's been a 4 to 5 year gift, basically.
It really has, with
so
you
thank
guys
you.
really
Thank
gifting
you very
us.
much.
Yeah. And the saddest part is really going to be like this office being gone, like not being able to come here and
That part is surreal as heck. Yeah.
not being able to come here and jack off or
What?
it's going to really suck.
What?
You know how much we destroyed this office?
Yeah, but we also enhanced it.
I actually think we did pretty good with this place. I think we might get a deposit back.
No.
I think we might get a deposit back. Yeah,
There's just a couple ceiling
what's
tiles.
destroyed?
Just a couple
The
ceiling
ceiling?
tiles.
Yeah, but the ceiling's not our fault.
There's a hole in the bathroom door.
No, there's not. There's a sticker there, and it says Valleyfolk.
Yeah, and I think if they leave it there, that would be pretty cool of them, because they could say this is where the Valleyfolk
Looks
started.
better than any kind of hole ever
Our
would. Now that there's one.
douchebag fucking neighbor gave us the worst goodbye, and I'm
Oh, yeah.
100% thinking about cutting the internet before.
Oh,
we
I'm gonna
leave.
put a hard-boiled egg in his
know how.
gas tank.
God, he
I'm
was
putting
an
a
ass.
gallon of milk somewhere in his office.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's it. We don't want to belabor this anymore, but I do want to say
Yeah.
thank you to the audience for everything.
That would be funny to put an
For the-
opened jug of milk and
I could just
ride over,
ride
the
over
pan-
it.
Yeah.
I could do that. Maybe
You
I
just
will.
climb through the rat shit infested rafters here.
Yeah,
and
that'd
get
be
in
great.
there. Yeah.
Like the world's worst Die Hard.
Right.
Play,
Yeah. But
play. Die Hard play.
Die Hard play.
So I'm very
That'd be
tired.
so funny. Anyways, thank you to the audience. Thank you to everybody that's ever watched, anybody that's ever supported, all the patrons. Big thank you to them. Thank you to you guys, Kevin, Kate, Bowman, Lee, everybody that's touched this thing. Andy, Ryan.
And it's not a goodbye. It's not an end of anything. It's just us scaling back and doing this.
Yep.
And then fulfilling the movie game, and then maybe like dropping some things here and there with some fun shit, and then that's what it is.
And I'll let you know what the new job is real soon.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Joe got
Stay tuned.
locked into a new job.
Stay tuned. Got to
Stay
feed
tuned.
my
We'll
kids.
be right back. Joe, you didn't tell me you got a job.
I got a job.
Anyway, all right. Well, so that's the big news. Oh my God! But we are still making a podcast here, so
The worst radio DJ. Just like every
This is
time,
without
like
my
there's like
sound effect.
tragic news in the national news stream.
more death, more murder. Blah, blah. Elliott,
Hey.
we've been doing the podcast. There's like a few episodes in the can
Yeah.
where you were out traveling.
Sorry.
And what we promised no, that's okay. You can go wherever the fuck you want, man. Enjoy your life for fuck's sake. But we do. So we do owe the audience an explanation as to where the hell you went,
And we want to hear the stories.
and we want to hear all about it.
Well, speaking of things that I'm still processing, I spent a long time in a place called Costa Rica, where I was unaware in my mind where it was located, because I am not smart when it comes to geography.
Did you
Can I-
think it was
can
in
I
a
guess?
totally different place than it was?
Yes. Which will, yes.
So wait,
Thought it was like the
wait.
Caribbean, but
Oh.
it's not at all.
You mean geographically, if you were shown a map before you went to Costa Rica, you wouldn't have been able to point out where Costa Rica was?
As embarrassing as it is to say, absolutely not.
No, same. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have either. I could have
And
guessed.
I even thought that
Can
I'd
you?
been there.
I have an idea. Yeah.
Kevin?
You know
Okay,
where?
so see, look, here's the thing. We shouldn't be embarrassed about this.
be, because I.
Well, maybe.
No, it doesn't matter. Why do you need to know that? Why do you need to know that? You have a computer in your fucking pocket that will tell you in a second.
Well, anyway.
Why do you need to know
anyway,
that?
Back to my story. So I went to Costa Rica, which is in Central America.
Which you thought was an island, but it is not.
And it's not. It's connected to other countries.
Is it because of Jurassic Park that you
It
thought it
is.
was an island?
Maybe.
Because it was off
might-
the coast of Costa Rica.
I own an island off the coast of Costa Rica. My brother and I kept saying that to each other the whole time. I went to Costa Rica. It was my brother's 40th birthday. It was a big guy's trip. It was very fun. He chose a location called Pavones, Costa Rica, which is the most untouched by humans place I've ever seen in the whole world. And he went there because it is a wonderful surfing location. What I did not realize is that there is absolutely a language barrier, and it is absolutely impossible to communicate with people if you don't speak their language. And so that was very difficult. And they take different currency called colones, and I have absolutely no idea how to do the conversion.
You lost a lot of money.
Lost a lot of money, and don't even know what I bought. At one point, I had to communicate. We found there was 2 restaurants. One was a pizza place, which is actually really good, and the other place was a quesadilla place, which is wonderful.
Oh, yummy.
All of the food was great.
A lot of cheese.
Everywhere you look in Costa Rica, if you ever get a chance, it's like there's something going on there. There's something for your eyes to look at. It's crazy, and it's exhausting.
Elliott.
I'm traumatized by the amount of beauty.
I love Elliott's pitch. If you go, the number one reason to go to Costa Rica is because no matter where you look, there's something going on there. And whether it's good or bad, it's going on.
And it could be either. It's crazy. Any moment. I saw fireflies. I saw fireflies. I stood around them in the rain. Or they rather
Did you
stood
feel
around
like a
me.
Disney princess?
I did. It was beautiful.
Dude, fireflies are incredible to see.
It was
in
so
real life.
magical. It was so magical.
It doesn't make sense.
It blew my mind.
It's like magic.
I honestly thought I'd convince myself that they're not real. As I got
It's
older.
hard to believe they're real.
Yeah, and
because
they
they're
really are.
just magical little twinkly lights flying around you. And it's organic light.
Not only that, you know how we have like crows and like pigeons?
Those are things that are around and we just don't even look at
Yeah.
because they're ubiquitous.
They have huge macaw parrots, like bright green parrots that will just land wherever you are all the time. And there's monkeys everywhere. We have monkeys outside the kitchen. We have monkeys outside by the pool. We have monkeys outside the restaurant.
Was that
At one
cool,
point,
or-
we took a boat across to a different area so that the dudes who surf could surf whatever.
The surfing
And I
dudes?
was like, well, let's find a restaurant or something. We find a restaurant that we walk in, and they go, okay, we have a bar back there. By the way, there's a pool back there if you want to get in the pool. It's a bar with a pool. We had the place totally to ourselves.
Gorgeous.
It's called a monkey bar. We're sitting there. Monkeys everywhere, flying around. Incredible. Unbelievable.
Are they shitting and pissing everywhere too?
Probably.
Oh yeah. In
Did
your
you
food,
notice
in
that?
your drinks.
I didn't notice it, yeah.
Okay,
They're pretty
well,
busy.
That's good that you didn't notice that.
Had a lot of good drinks. Had a lot of. They make great
I
drinks in
would've-
Costa
I
Rica.
bet they do.
A lot going on in those drinks. A lot of rum.
No matter where you look.
No matter where you look in that drink, something's going on.
Wait.
I saw
No, keep going.
I saw sloths. I didn't expect to see sloths because
How
I
close
read
did you
something.
get to a sloth?
We're pretty close, Joe.
Did you
they were
touch
up
it?
in a tree, and I was down below, and I didn't touch it. But one time, when I stepped back and I used binoculars to look real close, and its little head turned backwards and slowly looked toward me, and it was incredible. And there were 3, and one of them was holding a baby sloth.
Wow,
I
that's cute.
About cried. I was like, that's the
Yeah.
most wonderful
It's beautiful.
You saw life.
thing. So like, there's dogs everywhere. Horses walked by a bar, came up and said hi. A horse, 2 horses.
In English? They said
English.
hi?
Hello.
Yes, they did. The horses speak English.
Was this your first time going somewhere where the language barrier was this?
Yes, and it was impossible. Wow. I didn't. It made me realize how I know
You felt
absolutely
dumb.
no Spanish.
Is it Spanish? It's Spanish.
Yeah,
Just regular
and it's
Spanish.
a different kind of Spanish.
Okay.
Slightly different. Like they would say different things.
Okay.
Like buenos. Words that are different.
Yeah.
But you say
Buenos
like
dias.
buenos
Buenos dias is like, yeah.
Buenos dias.
Yeah, instead of saying like de nada, they would say like buenos something. I don't know. It was confusing. There was a couple that lived on the property that would the wife would make dinner if we bought ingredients. So we had to take a list of ingredients to the store and act like
knew what to
idiots
do,
and
yeah.
I had to hand it to the person and go, no hable español.
No habla español.
And then she started making fun of me when she walked around. She's like, oh, leche, okay, oh, chicken, like you don't know leche. And I was like, perdón.
You just didn't want
I
to
like,
do
I'm
it.
more
Monkey
stupido.
swings down, punches you in the face.
Yeah.
I got this for you, buddy.
You're an idiot. Saw whales, dolphins,
Wow.
dolphin whale tails flying out of the water and smacking. Saw dolphins by a boat buy the
They
boat.
bought a boat.
They bought a boat.
They purchased it.
Yeah, that's the one.
They're very smart dogs.
Yeah, well, no, I didn't think I was much of a boat dolphin, but I
Also,
think I am after
yeah.
seeing this one. I think I'm gonna get this boat.
There's chickens. There's chickens walking around everywhere. It's
Whoa.
nuts. It is a magical place, and I'm still reeling. And then in order to get home, because I was unaware of where Costa Rica is located on the map, my brother arranged for a lot of the plane tickets, and so I flew to Orlando the night before we left, and I stayed at a hotel. In the airport. Yeah, exactly.
That's a big triangle. you
Big
did.
triangle. And then we went from that to San Jose Airport. We took a small airplane that fit about 12 people, a little tiny propeller thing.
How did that work
That
out?
was wonderful. So fun. And a little scary at first.
Yeah.
And they don't even give you, they don't give you boarding passes. They give you a little laminated card. You got to hand to them. They go, all right, hop on. And then when we left, we got up at 2:30. After we landed on the plane, we had to drive an hour and a half through the jungle to the place because it was so
an
far
adventure.
removed. And then in order to get back, we had to wake up at 3:30, and we had to drive back in the middle of the night
Through the jungle.
and then catch a cab where we had to sit on each other's lap because we were so small to the tiny airport, to the other airport. Then I went back to Orlando. Then I went back to
my
LA. And so
God.
I had a day of a 22-hour travel day yesterday.
Damn, buddy, you
baby.
sleepy?
I'm sleepy.
Do you have any jet lag or anything? Was the time zone any different?
Time zone wasn't too bad. It's only an hour apart from LA.
But you went
But I
through
went-
so many
Yep.
time zones to
Yeah.
did like a
You time
what,
traveled.
9-hour change there.
I went back to the present. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa,
was crazy.
Pretty cool.
Okay, wait. So you also said you were gonna go.
Did you check on me in the future?
You
Yeah.
look great.
Thank
Oh,
you.
that's great. Awesome.
I love to hear it.
Joe, you're dead.
Your son hate you.
Did you? You said your brother went to go surf the second longest wave. Did he find it?
He found a lot of waves, and I recognize that he is maturing as a father in person and would not go on big waves, and some of the waves were
Oh.
so large. I did not surf because another thing about Costa Rica and the beaches is that you think it's all beautiful and inviting, but it's filled with rocks everywhere,
Oh,
like giant,
Just jagged
slippery,
beaches.
jagged rocks. Yeah,
So you could just,
and so to get on a boat into the shore, you have to everyone walks just
carefully.
2 seconds and so the waves were quite scary, but then the waves were also interspersed throughout them were giant boulders that at one point another guy a different couple that somehow they'd know my brother knew. He was like this really cool Irish dude. He went out, surfed, and he hit a rock that he didn't see and flew off. It broke part of the fin off, and he landed perfectly between two other giant rocks and thought he was about to really to die.
So
And
your
I
brother was
"Nope."
like, I'm not gonna put my family through
Right.
that.
And he was very responsible and good, and he also just got to do really long waves. It's crazy. I mean, it's basically like a little bay, and the waves come in such a way that when you get on one, you can just go and go and go and go. Longest rides I've ever seen people do.
Crazy.
surfing on. Yeah, really neat. And
Getting hurt there would not be a good idea for where you guys were. Like, what would you do? Like, he breaks a leg, compound
Yeah.
fracture. What's that? What the hell are you doing?
no, yeah.
I
You wouldn't know
mean,
where the
yeah.
hospital. Wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So
that's-
yeah, and then the pool, the whole house was incredible. It was like a converted barn or something. And then the guy would wake up and he'd chop down coconuts and he'd give us coconuts to
Whoa.
eat.
That fresh coconut juice.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Wonderful.
Refreshing.
Yeah.
Delicious.
And so that was it. That was the trip.
It sounds like there was more, but it sounds like you were very happy.
I was very happy.
And
very.
drunk.
Would you go back?
I actually wasn't at all.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, I had some marijuana. Yeah, I bought it from a person.
Nice.
It
How
wasn't
was
marijuana.
It was
it?
good.
Different from LA stuff?
It was definitely well, I
Cocaine.
don't know. I wouldn't say different. Yeah, the guy who sold it, I think, had some different stuff he would have sold us.
Yeah.
But we were.
You're like,
we
I
were
want
gentle.
that side of the jacket that you just opened
Yeah.
up, not the
Yeah,
other side.
Not
exactly.
looking for any
Jacket.
watches or heroin.
He he popped out of the
Timex?
restaurant because he heard us talking about it, and he was like, "I can get." He's like the one English speaking guy around. He was like, "I can get you some weed."
Nice.
He goes, "Here's my you have WhatsApp? Here, text this number. Tell me, And I was like, I don't have cell phone service. And everyone was like, yeah, here, hotspot. And I was like, okay, man. So I did it.
Wow.
And then it turns out I was just texting him. And then he took
His
some
name was
cash and he
WhatsApp.
walked away, and I was like, I don't think this guy's gonna come back. And he came back, and then
Whoa.
he texted us later that night, which was weird.
It's like, you guys partying?
Yeah,
You guys want to
It
party?
kind of was like that. Yeah.
You got a
Like,
monkey?
I hope you
You guys
guys
up
are
to-
having fun.
Got a
So
sloth,
glad I could
got a
help you
monkey.
You
out.
guys like women or?
Yeah.
I'd be
like,
like,
women.
yes,
I do.
yes, I do. What's the next question?
I know you've seen
following
a horse and a sloth,
What
but I
are
know
you
you
gonna
guys
say
haven't
now?
seen a donkey yet.
Yeah.
I'm saying yes just to see what the next message is.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Will you text him right now and say, "Hey, dude, what's up?"
No. But I will see what he said.
Hey, man, just want to let you know we had a great time. Thanks for having us. You were wonderful, very hospitable. What's up?
Oh yeah, he said Pura Vida. Enjoy, brother. It was a pleasure making you guys stay more enjoyable.
Oh, I love that. That's nice.
Wow.
Very sweet man. Very
That's
sweet
nice.
man.
And then he just backed into the darkness of the jungle
You should
and never
just
to be seen again.
send DTF question mark. Just send that to him right now.
Did you get any poops? Did you get the poops? Did you get the water poops?
Another fun thing about pooping in Costa Rica, Joe, is that the septic tanks do not allow for toilet paper to go down the toilet, so you have to put your waste tissues into a trash can nearby.
And you were on your period.
And I was, and so that made it even hurt worse. That's so gross. I don't know why that gave me chills. Yeah, it was a good time, wonderful time. Big hummingbird. I mean, just every animal. It was
Would you
wonderful.
go back?
Yeah, would you go back?
I don't think so. I talked quite extensively about that. I would go back, but probably not for a very long time.
Maybe not that deep into
Not that deep into the actual jungle. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little too rough for
It
you.
was too much. Yeah.
Yeah, a little too like. So, have you reached your roughing it like threshold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a while,
Like
at
that's
least.
too much, you think?
Yeah.
Like the next time someone's like, "Let's go to the jungle," and shit, it's got to be a little bit better than that.
Yeah, and I can't really say it was roughing because the house wasn't like my brother really nailed like the house that we were in.
Did it have air conditioning or were you sweltering?
It did, and I told
Okay.
him that if it did not, I would have been a miserable person
Yeah,
to be around. But
yeah.
it had air. The place was huge, but the rooms were all walled off within this like converted barn thing, and each room had a
little-
AC unit.
okay,
yeah.
so then you
And
were not
a lot of hot water.
you were
and
not
so-
roughing it
Okay,
at
well,
all.
that's kind of
No,
a bummer.
Zero roughing.
Well, no hot water.
Very
is a
little, very
roughing
little
it.
roughing, I would say. Yeah.
Would you? Did you see any disgusting bugs?
Big spiders.
Any,
I
any
saw a
creepy
jumping
crawlies?
spider that we thought was a tarantula.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah, it was dead, but it was about like the size of, I don't know, what would you call that? The width of a toilet paper roll.
There you go.
That's how
specific.
big it was.
And that was with it crawled up. So if it was like,
Yeah.
I did the little sea cap and it was a jumping spider. There was another bug when I first got
Gotta
there.
love the sea
that
cap.
I was like, oh, is that like a stick bug? Oh no, that's a stick. Turns out, stick bug. And I got real close. It was dead. It was just sitting there.
They're all dead. All the bugs are dead.
Yeah, both those bugs were dead.
It's dead.
I think maybe there's something going on. I saw the fireflies and then a
Firefly.
snake at one point.
Oh, wow.
And
Bad skeeters?
there were
But never a live spider. Big giant
never
live
ever
spider.
a mosquito bite.
No mosquitoes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Whoa.
It's really cool.
Interesting.
That's good. No malaria for you.
No malaria for me this time.
Not this
Diphtheria,
time.
malaria.
Yeah, it was really great. So thank you guys for doing all the podcast stuff.
Yeah, of course,
it's such
man.
a tumultuous, strange time, and yeah, it was very needed and very nice to get away. It was very remote, and it's very nice to be able to wake up and go, "Oh, I'm very far away from everything."
Ooh, you had night skies. You probably had some really dark night skies with
Yes,
a lot of
did.
stars.
A lot of stars.
Maybe even see the Milky Way, kind of.
That is the first we were able to see the galactic.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Oh
the
my
plane.
God.
Yeah.
How was that?
Incredible. I was like, wait, and I didn't know what it was. And they're like, no, that's the galactic, the whatever. And I was
Like some kind of belt or something?
maybe it's the Milky Way.
It's just the fucking galaxy. Like,
Yeah.
see
You can
it when
see,
the light
like-
pollution just destroys everything.
Yeah.
The night sky. We are
Well,
not.
I know.
And we had to do these COVID tests because you have to have a COVID test no more than 3 days prior to leaving. And so my brother found these tests that you could do at home. But in order to do the test at home, it comes with an app that you download. You register with it. Then you go to a website on Wi-Fi, and someone watches you through a webcam and walks you through it and makes sure you do it and talks to you the entire time and then tells you how to do it, and then you wait 15 minutes and another person comes on the computer and you have to hold your test up to show, and then you have to agree together what the results are, and then they email you this pass that is pretty crazy. I thought it was actually really cool.
Wow, that's super involved.
Super involved. So there's this thing called Navica. Apparently these things are like getting really, really popular. then you go to the test results and you go view pass, and it's this little like QR code that they give you.
Wow, you're
So
in
you
the
have to
system.
show
Mark
that.
of the beast.
Yep,
Mark of the beast. Mark of the beast.
4 days since Mark of the Beast. And so then at the airport they just look at it and then they let you on the.
Wow.
It's wild stuff.
That sounds great and all, Elliot. But now tell us about Orlando.
Orlando.
Dying to hear, but thank
First of
you,
all,
Joe.
Orlando.
I told my brother when we were leaving, I was like, I've never been so happy to be entering Orlando. I was like, this is so nice. We walked in the airport and it was like, oh, it was easier. There's electricity and lights.
Did you have to get on this small plane again at any point? So
yeah.
to go
go
back,
back.
you got on the small plane.
Yeah.
You would hate that.
I would hate it. I would be dreading it.
Right before we got on, the woman came out because that airport was about the size of this room. There was no like TSA or anything. It's just literally chairs, and you walk in and you have to weigh your bag. And then right before we were about to take off, we saw the plane land, and it lands on one single strip, and then it does a U-turn and it drives back down to pick everybody up, and then it drives back down again, and then it takes off again. And it was really cool.
It's like
but
a
then,
one-plane airport.
yeah, it literally, yeah.
Two-horse town.
Sansa Airlines. And then the woman comes out and she's like, "There's the weight's too much, so someone has to leave their bag behind. Whoever has a later flight, who has the latest flight, we'll just keep your bag.
We'll send it on over."
Couldn't do more. Yeah, I was like, whoa,
Damn.
that must be a heavy bag.
Yeah.
Was it one of your bags?
No, it wasn't because we had a flight at 11, so we were in the clear. It was
Hell
a bunch
yeah.
of like older people who looked like all of our parents combined, and
Trying to smuggle some monkeys.
I think so. I saw one of the
Suitcase
suitcases
full of monkeys.
kind of freaking out.
Yeah.
One little hand.
Yeah. Cool lizards, iguanas everywhere.
Isn't it cool to see animals that you would have seen at the zoo?
Yeah.
But just like chilling.
And we didn't even try. We had no
Yeah.
point. We never went on a hike. Each one just sort of appeared everywhere.
You didn't need to
the
search
flowers,
for them.
all the trees, everything. It was just absolutely
It's so
beautiful.
cool to see life that
Yeah.
bustling in a nature.
It really was. It was like
place, yeah.
explode. Even from the boat, you could see like the trees in the forest, and it looked like it was just like overgrown, like not overgrowing, but like bursting with
Yeah,
life.
like
It was
some
teeming.
beautiful life.
Really wonderful.
Yeah.
Teeming.
Isn't that a nice word?
It is.
Yeah,
That's a good
teeming
one.
is a nice word.
I couldn't
yeah.
say it in Spanish though, even if you asked me to. Just couldn't do
That's
that.
two
My
E's in that
genitals
one?
are teeming with bush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My penis is teeming with blood.
Oh.
Period. Another period thing.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Teeming. I'm not into that.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad you're back.
Nice
I'm glad
work,
you're safe.
Elliot.
You did
Yes.
it.
Thanks, guys.
Glad
I'm glad
you're
I'm
okay.
back. Glad it was safe.
You didn't bring back any like weird jungle viruses. Listen, we grew up. We grew up in a time where there were almost endless movies and TV shows about some
Jungle
kind of
virus.
jungle virus or something that someone went to
Yeah.
Well,
some
remember-
foreign country and came back with some kind of virus.
Arachnophobia was
Yeah.
about them coming back with like some kind of jungle
From
spider
Costa Rica.
and
Uh-huh.
it makes love with an everyday American house spider, and they spawn Satan spiders.
Satan spiders.
and
yeah.
they destroy everybody and
Yeah, that
hit him with the
movie-
football
Hey,
helmet.
it's right.
movie fucked me up. That movie fucked me right up.
Trying to find.
But
this,
you didn't bring back it. There's no like you checked your luggage and there's no spiders in
little
your
kittens.
luggage or something, right?
little kittens that walk around the
Oh,
restaurant and just stare at you the
wow.
entire time.
Those
Those
are
are
some-
sweethearts.
Those are some beautiful kitties.
Yeah,
Those
and
are
they,
cute
the dogs
kitties.
will just walk up to you on the road, puppies and stuff. They just live out
Oh, I
there.
saw your Instagram story. You said he was stinky. You had a stinky dog friend.
A very stinky dog friend and the goofiest looking dog I've ever seen in my life. It was like a puppy, like kind of German Shepherd thing, but it reminded me of that dog out of what's that movie? Coco.
Coco.
Coco. Yeah.
yes, it does. That's what it looked like on
like
his
dog
Here's the
Dante.
horses that just walk up.
Wow.
Jeez.
Very fun, very nice. That's me giving a thumbs up.
with a horse. Yeah.
Wow.
That's my David Peace. He wanted a new Tinder profile. I'm assuming.
So, what when it's your
Look
40th?
at that stick bug.
Oh my God, that one's the dead one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't that crazy?
Looks like he's just sexy. Are you where are you gonna take your brother and force him to go on your?
Yeah.
40th
What's
birthday?
that version of his? What's that trip for him?
He showed me the real jungle. I'm gonna show him a jungle by the name of Las Vegas.
Yes, the concrete
dang
jungle.
it.
The concrete jungle. Yeah, it's time. I need it as a palate cleanser, but it is crazy. It was a beautiful place, beautiful time, beautiful people, wonderful country.
But not enough gambling, not enough spectacle, not enough
I bet you there's
Vegas.
gambling
immediate
there.
convenience.
You gotta
Yeah.
find it.
No Postmates.
Vegas
You didn't
ain't
have to
got
take
monkeys.
7 planes to get there.
Yeah, not a lot of whiskey. Hard to find whiskey.
Oh, interesting. Rum everywhere though.
Rum, lots of rum.
Just
Got really
water
into rum.
teeming with rum.
Teeming with rum.
Teaming with rum.
You could say. You could say.
We did it. We did it, everybody.
Anyway, yeah, very fun. What do you guys think of Costa Rica?
I loved it.
Based on everything you've heard.
I'd love to go. I'd love to go.
I had a great time.
love to go.
I'm sorry I forgot to mention that you were there the whole time.
Yeah. No, that's okay. This is your story. So
I want to go to that island nation that Steve thought was right off the coast of Florida. Tell right now.
Costa Rica. It's called Island B.
did you try to find Isla Nublar?
Island Nublar, that's what it is.
Did you look for it?
Yes, it
You
was
tried
looked
to
like
find
it was everywhere, and it felt that way when you saw iguanas because the iguanas were like 4 feet long, and
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's
some of them
the
are
crazy
red,
thing is
like
when the,
orange. Yeah,
Oh man. Right, like toward me.
that's because since I got back, 'cause I didn't poop very well. I've pooped like so many times.
Oh, since you
today.
got here, but you
Yeah.
didn't poop over.
When I walked in, that's what I was doing.
No, you're
and I
pooping
just
here?
came from pooping.
Oh,
A lot of
wait,
poop.
you came from pooping?
God dang it. I walked right into that.
Well, guys, look.
I came right into
Thank
that.
you for listening to this episode. I mean,
It's really good, Joe. You really just picked that up off the floor
got
and
it.
shoved it in my like.
Yeah, right
there it
there.
is.
Right there.
thank you everybody for listening. And Elliot, we're glad you're back. And
What a weird podcast episode.
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
pretty big announcement into Costa Rica adventure.
life-changing, scary thing
Yeah.
followed by like a poop-a-like. Good
Yeah.
more poop.
Yep.
Into a poop joke. But yeah, we want to thank you guys for sticking around with
Yes.
us into this new era of the Valleyfolk.
And who knows? Who knows what'll happen?
Who knows what'll happen?
We're
We
getting our
don't
ducks
know.
in a row for good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're just trying to play it safe and not just end this thing and
Yeah.
do it in a way that still works and still entertains.
Bittersweet, still going, got
Yeah.
things to look forward to, and again, we thank every single one of you for being around and going on this journey with us and continuing to go on the journey with us. You know,
I also got upgraded on the way to LA, and I met a really nice guy who works for SpaceX, and we talked and had drinks. The
did he
entire
tell you
time.
the secrets?
I don't know. I didn't know they had secrets. I would have
I mean, I'm
asked.
sure
Well, they
I
gotta have
assume they have
secrets. It's
secrets.
SpaceX.
He's an absolute. He was a sweet man. He's like my age. I was like, wow.
He's doing fine.
For real.
That make you feel a
Like,
little
well,
weird
it's-
coming back to this?
Are they doing SpaceX Light?
One day they might have to. We don't know.
We don't know. We don't know.
Nobody knows.
But in all of those other announcements, it is also good to know an exciting thing. The movie game has been ordered. It is going into manufacturing, and we did order more. So we're going to have an extra plethora of them. So the order link is still up. You can
And the
still go
sales
to
have been
movie game.
going crazy. So
Yeah, you
snag it
guys
up
are
now.
awesome.
So because we would be entering into an official limited.
It's a limited edition now.
Edition,
Yeah.
yeah.
bit.ly/movie game. And the expansions are available. This is available, and we'll be doing a lot of updates here and on the Kickstarter of timelines, because that's kind of what we're waiting for now, is when it gets done being printed and they figure out how fast they can get it here.
There you go.
But there it is. We did it.
Love
we made
you.
a game.
Love
We
you.
did it. We
Thank
love you guys. Thank you. Kevin, anything you want to say here,
Kevin.
buddy?
Thank you to everybody,
Yeah.
you guys and the fans.
And we'll keep talking about it.
Yeah.
No.
No, I mean in future episodes.
Oh yeah, I thought you said keep talking about it right
No,
now.
keep talking, yeah.
I have to.
No, spit
end
it out, Kevin.
You have to go to the bathroom, or
I actually do. Yeah.
okay, well then I guess Kevin's got to go to the bathroom. Let's end the whole fucking episode then.